What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, the place to be. Chill Train, Mr. A&D, back to give you guys a Money in the Bank late review. I know we are probably the only wrestling content creators coming to you guys late, but I was sick, and of course, Prime Time was out during the festival this weekend, so we had no chance to give you guys a live reaction. Yes, so me and my wife enjoyed our anniversary in Washington, D.C. I must have got sick from there because I came back and I had a bad cold, and then Prime was down. Essence Fest was that's in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we wasn't able for that whole 4th of July weekend able to get you guys. I thought we was going to be able to. That's why I didn't put a notification up. But since we wasn't able to, I do apologize about that. But Money in the Bank happened on Saturday. You know how it is for these Saturday pay-per-views. And it was one of them shows where it was just like you had low expectations going in, but there were some matches on there that delivered. So I was just like, okay, we can. And there were some surprises that I didn't see that was going to happen or not. But let's get right into it. Some things I like, some things I do like, even though I do believe that tag team matchup was the match of the night. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, it was the match.
Yeah, Usos and the Street Profits. I mean, it's kind of like Usos and New Day. It's like those.
No, it's not.
You think it's better?
No.
You think
the Usos and the Street Profits has faced many a times, and this is their best match yet. So I can't put them in New Day and Usos territory.
Oh, because every time New Day Usos have a match, it's always been good.
Yes.
It's just you know what?
And honestly, going into this match, I was already tired of this match. So there's a difference to me.
Fair. That is fair because Usos and New Day literally in 2017 had like 6 months of back-to-back matches, and they all been good.
Yes.
Because that's the one that culminated in Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
When they had the Hell in a Cell matchup, but the one they had at, because the one they had on Battleground, the ones that they had at Summer Money in the Bank, the one they had at the SummerSlam pre-show.
Yeah, because apparently they wasn't too good to make the main show. Apparently.
Exactly, but that was the best. That was one of the best matches on the card, and it was on the pre-show. So. Yeah, every time, because the Usos knew that you are absolutely right on that one. I will say they had a better series of matches than the Street Profits did. Okay, but still, I've said the best match on the card. But let's get right on into it here, because we start off with the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women, and it is Liv Morgan taking on Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, Raquel Gonzalez, and Shotzi. So, automatically, when it comes to the ladder matches, this was sloppy. This was not good.
Very sloppy.
And Shotzi was a reason for a lot of that sloppiness.
Well, first of all, the match was sloppy before Shotzi was even involved. So, I'm not going to blame Shotzi for most of it.
No. You are right. I'm not going to blame her for most of it because there was just a lot of spots that just were called, and honestly, you ain't get how do it's I don't want to say it's like a match full of jobbers here, but I'm saying, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like the first spot already had a botch, which already had the fans turning on the matchup, where they had like Asuka knocks down Becky and Liv Morgan. They're laying across like a ladder on each end. And Raquel Gonzalez is supposed to pick this ladder up with them still on the ladder to showcase her strength. She could not get that ladder up.
You know what she did? You know why she couldn't get him up?
Why?
Because she put her foot in the thing. That's why. So instead of her picking it up, like she put her foot in the middle of the thing, so you can't do nothing.
Yeah, but if she tried to take the foot out, and it still was like she wasn't getting that ladder. First of all, that's like hard to do, and Raquel Gonzalez has not showed that kind of strength Strength, yeah. Like, is she big? Does she have muscle? Sure. But it's like, does she have that Bianca Belair strength? Which I think is
I think she can do it, but after she messed up with her foot, she kind of couldn't. She kind of lost her confidence. That's what I think.
Probably so. Look, I'm not saying that she can't do it. But I'm saying, but it's kind of, remember when Bianca Belair is just like, look, I actually deadlift picked up Otis. That's like a 380 pound man.
Yep.
And you know, for her build, or when she, even though Sasha is small, but for her to like military press her and walk her back into the ring, kind of like how Cesaro does. Like, every time I think of like Mark Henry strong when it comes to women, I think of like Awesome Kong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I think of Cesaro type strength with women, I think of Bianca Belair.
Okay.
And or Beth Phoenix. But when it comes to, because I just think it's like, okay, yeah, she kind of botched that, and the fans started kind of turning on her when it came to that. Then there was another spot, because even she tried to like military press like the ladder over her head, she was still having like problems with that. But she gives like a double.
Yeah, I think after that first spot botched, the people was like, "Boo!" I think she lost her confidence.
Yeah, I think she lost the confidence on that one. Yeah, she does end up giving Becky and Liv Morgan a suplex, same time on the ladder. Then there was this weird spot where she's holding the ladder, and then Shotzi kind of uses like a ladder bridge, like she has in the corner, and walks over to do a crossbody over Alexa. Then he push Raquel back to the corner, and like the ladder's diagonal. So the Shotzi tries to do like a Shelton Benjamin, run up the ladder and give her a DDT. Her foot fell through the ladder, and I was just like, that sucked, cause you know. And then and then she tried to give her a DDT, then it sucked again.
I'm gonna point it out. I'm gonna say this though. Whoever idea that was, that should not have been for Shotzi to do.
You said what?
Whoever idea that is, that should not have been for Shotzi to do, because we seen Shotzi kill herself. All she needed to do was kill herself, and this would be a good match. But they got her trying to be Shelton Benjamin. Like, I would have rather if like she was on the ladder and got knocked off through a table or something, or if she was falling off of something or going through something. That's better than her trying to do a springboard and jump on the rope or something that she doesn't do.
Yeah, I agree with you. She's not in that camp to do that. Yeah, you know, if she was still there or whatever her situation is, I think Naomi could have probably pulled that off. You think? Hello?
Yeah. Huh?
I said, I think if she was still there or whatever her status is, I think Naomi could have pulled that off.
Yeah, because Naomi has been doing that. Doing the climbing of the ropes, and Liv did it later, but she did it, I guess, the way that she could do it. She climbed on the side, right in the middle of the ladder. So. Yeah.
So Liv like it falls on the ladder now, and then Lacey Evans kind of like does like a Jeff Hardy type rope Bronco Buster. Then Asuka knocks her onto Liv Morgan, who's still on the ladder, and then Asuka gets knocked onto the ladder, and then Becky Lynch kind of does a springboard splash on all of them. It just looked very sloppy to me, and I was just like, okay, this is the way that the match is going. So they pull out a big ladder in the ring, and then on the outside, Raquel Gonzalez, like, she's trying to do a lot of power spots that I really think is not in her wheelhouse, because she was on the announcer's table and she tried to like deadlift Asuka after she set up the ladder from the announce table to the ring. It's like she tried to deadlift Asuka from the floor while she's on the announce table.
I think that was a playing spot.
Huh?
I think that was a playing spot.
But I'm just saying, do you know how hard it is to do?
Yes, I know. I'm saying I think she can deadlift Asuka, but I think it was a spot for her to look like a struggle, because Asuka, because at first Asuka countered it, and I thought it was a botch on her end because she couldn't get the right choke in. But I seen that the choke was meant for her so that she can probably do the bomb through the table or something.
Yeah.
And she just ended up not getting it. Becky obviously broke it up.
Yeah.
It was meant for Becky to do it all along, basically. the way that they got there was kind of confusing.
So Asuka is laying on the ladder that's draped across the table to the ring. There's this big ladder. Becky goes up the ladder, and she's going to give her a leg drop. But Becky, it's not like she goes to the top. Okay, these women are small. Okay, not every woman is big. Not every woman weighs a lot. Becky is part of that small category. Sorry to say it. So she doesn't go to the very top because, first of all, I don't think Becky. No, she knows she ain't got the air to go right to the top because Becky don't jump off shit. She falls. So she goes.
Yeah, I've never seen Becky go to the top of the rope at all, like ever. So
if she do, she just falls off when she calls a leg drop. It's more of an ass drop. So she goes to the middle of the ladder. And then she goes because she barely has any air in the first place. And then she goes and dives against Asuka a leg drop or more like a butt drop from the top, and the ladder doesn't break. So that had to suck for Asuka. And I'm just like, she
did that to Asuka last time too. I don't know if you remember when it was like I think it was Charlotte, Asuka, and Becky. I think, and she did that to Asuka on a ladder. Or Charlotte did that to Asuka. She tried to do a senton, and the ladder didn't break, or the table didn't break, and she just landed right on her and bounced off.
Yeah.
No. It was Becky because she did the same move. She did the leg drop, and it looked like just a butt drop right on her ribs. So yeah, it was Becky.
Yeah, sure. I've been fighting Becky in the back. Shotzi tries to go for her senton from the top. Does she miss it, hit the ladder? Like, do we get a Shotzi spot finally with that? Everybody's just trying to climb the ladder. Becky Lynch pushes it all off.
Wait, hold up. Real quick. Go back to the senton. What did you say about the senton?
Shotzi goes up for a senton. Doesn't she crash and burn, or does she connect?
She crashes and burns, but it's like, I felt like she was supposed to land on the ladder. But she was so far where only the back of her head landed on the ladder.
Kind of like Kennedy from WrestleMania 23.
I think it was worse than that because, like, she was. I don't know if you noticed when she came back in, her whole face was bloody.
Oh yeah, she fucked up.
So it was from the back, probably for the back of her head, touching the back of her head, and she probably was feeling her face or whatever. But her whole face was like, you could tell had something is wrong with her, like bloody. So.
Oh yeah.
So after that botch, I don't know why they even let her call anymore, call anything else, because she was out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you probably got this written down. There were other spots that they were trying to do, and Shotzi was just not there. She was not aware. She was not. She was trying to put somebody.
So yeah, fast forward. Becky has a big ladder in the ring. She's climbed up the ladder. Then Liv Morgan has a little small ladder next to her. She climbs up. Becky fights off and knocks her off. So Liv Morgan, thank God she got this, does the Christian from WrestleMania. Oh God, which Money in the Bank match was that? I want to say 25, where he goes off, he puts his foot on the top rope, and then bounces back over. So she does that and kind of knees Becky in the face, and then goes up and then wins Money in the Bank. I'm happy for Liv Morgan.
Yeah, but
it wasn't my pick, but I am happy for her because so she had her time and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how how she's going to be with this. Obviously, getting to.
I'm happy for Liv Morgan, but I don't
like Liv too.
I like Liv, but I don't like this move.
Okay. Well, we'll get more to that when we get into that matchup. Next up is for United States Championship, Bobby Lashley taking on Theory. I said in my predictions that this was going to be a Lashley showcase here because I think Bobby Lashley was going to win it here because and Bobby Lashley also that he was people that he was being, he's supposed to be the Almighty. I don't see him losing to Theory. And I understand they want to push Theory, but not to beat Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry. And you need some top babyfaces on that show, especially when they don't have Roman Reigns or a champion or Brock Lesnar. So Theory tries to go for his I don't know what kind of excuse me. What's it called? The 8-town down finisher he does. But
He needs a new finisher.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley reverses it, and he puts him in the Hurt Lock. And once I'm glad that Hurt Lock is still over because Bobby was over in Vegas, and he goes and wins the United States Championship again. So it brings the championship to a top babyface on Raw to have some kind of top guy on Raw while there's no Roman or no championship. And meanwhile, Bobby started bleeding in the middle of the match or something, so he got cut somewhere. And then backstage, they talk about Liv's like, well, look, WrestleMania always sounds great, but right now I just want to go out here and enjoy being Miss Money in the Bank. Foreshadowing, right? Next up, we get Bianca Belair taking on Carmella for the Raw Women's Championship, which we all could have known and seen that, hey, this is Carmella is the fill-in. She has always been the fill-in for Bianca Belair, dead serious. Even when it was, remember when Bianca was supposed to go against Bayley last year, Money in the Bank, and I Quit match?
Remember when Carmella and Bianca fought 30 times?
Seriously. Straight up. The fact of the matter is, she was her replacement last year at Money in the Bank. She was her replacement this year at Money in the Bank. She was going to be her replacement at SummerSlam until Becky came out and Money in the Bank. I was like, every time Bianca opponent something go wrong with the opponent, Carmella is always a replacement. I'm like, seriously?
And it's not even like they having mega matches where it's always a fallback. They're never good.
Hey, I'm not gonna put that on Bianca.
Well, obviously, it's not on Bianca, but I'm saying it's not like they haven't it's not like how obviously Becky Lynch can be a fallback for Charlotte because most of the time the matches are good. It's their matches are not really all that good to keep people back to back like that.
They're solid. I do want the Money Bank. It was solid, but there was no heat to it because you knew Bianca wasn't going to lose to Carmella. She's a placeholder. She's a fucking placeholder. So Carmella basically grabs Bianca's hair. She gets pissed, and then Bianca Belair hits her with an emphatic KOD and wins the matchup. After the match, Carmella tries to jump her, and then it doesn't work. And that's pretty much it. I was like, are we trying to keep this thing going? Are we really trying to do this on Raw?
You said she tries to jump her, but she did throw her off the top rope and then stomp her a little bit and then walked off.
Okay, you right. She didn't do that.
Low-key, I was like, oh, is Leah about to come out? Because, why would you just beat her after the match? But then I was like, you know how weak that would look if they had Bianca lose to a beatdown from Carmella? And then, we'll get to it, but yeah.
Yeah, because it looked like they were trying to set up and say, here come Liv, y'all. And I was just like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. Don't do this to Bianca. Next up is for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship matchup. The Usos taking on the Street Profits. So, the Usos got a new graphic out, which with this them two pointing up to the air like they're the ones. Montez, got 20 new pounds of muscle. Angelo Dawkins has shown that, he's a little bit better than he truly is. This matchup here was the best Street Profits Uso matchup that they have ever done.
Yep.
This match actually got time, and when I said the fans were into it. Dawkins took most of the heat at first, and then they was trying to get, of course, trying to tag in Montez. And then when Montez gets tagged in, they're the advancement. But first of all, before that happens, the Usos, they give a vertical suplex to Angelo Dawkins on the ring post on the outside. So I was just like, okay, so this is getting kind of different. But when Montez gets checked in, he tries to go for a crossbody, comes in there, him and Jey Uso are exchanging stuff in the ring. As he tries to go for that crossbody, he gets super kicked out the air. It wasn't as clean as Shelton and Shawn, but it was close. Excuse me if my congestion is happening. Like I said, I'm still fighting this cold here. So, things get very aggressive. Jimmy Uso, Monty try to springboard in. He gets slapped, and down there on the ring apron, and then Jimmy Uso tries to go for a suplex on the apron, but then Montez ends up suplexing Jimmy Uso on the apron, and then is this when Dawkins comes out? He goes for the tag. Dawkins gets hit of fire, runs and dives over the top rope. I had never seen Angelo Dawkins dive over the top rope.
Well, now you about to be seeing him do it every week on Raw. So, because now that he can do it, he's gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think like somebody should put up big matches, but if he gets a heat of fire, does his 360 splash in the corner, does his double underhook neck breaker, but Jimmy Uso does kick out. So Dawkins on the outside, eyeing him down, kind of like gives him a truck. Then he goes and tries to do his splash. So Monty to do the frog splash. And then when Jimmy Uso hits him, there's a blind tag that happens. And then a cool spot is that Jimmy Uso's running to Angelo Dawkins. He launches him up in the air, like how he pushes them all. And then Montez catches him with like a falling German suplex kind of in a way. It was actually a really cool spot.
I forgot who does that move, but I always like when I see it.
What'd you say?
I said I forgot who does that move, but I always like when I see it.
Yeah, I forgot who does that move also.
It's similar to American Alpha's move, but it's similar to American Alpha's move, but I forgot who actually does the move.
God, I miss American Alpha, to be honest with you. I straight miss American Alpha. Montez goes and does a dive right to the outside over the turnbuckle post, right to the Usos on the outside. He gets so much air. Then they do the sky high / frog splash combination, but then Jimmy Uso just breaks it up, and because the crowd was into this, like, oh my God, they're gonna win this thing. And then all of a sudden they give Montez the 1D, and they Usos win the matchup. In my personal opinion, this was the match of the night. Because it could have been the ladder match for the men, but I think they kind of messed it up for me. For it being the match of the night. Because this one, I was just like, this really could have gone either way. And it felt like this could have gone either way. But I still think it was a damn good matchup. Do you think but hold on, but we're not done yet. When they was covering him, it showed on the replay that his shoulder was up when they was covering him, which it was done intentionally. So now there's going to be some conflict saying that, hey, my shoulder was up when you pinned me. So they're probably going to run this back again at SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is in like 3 weeks.
Oh my God. I don't want them to run it back at SummerSlam.
Well,
and if they run it back at SummerSlam, I think they just going to have to add somebody.
Who would they add? There's really no team unless you put the new vicious Viking Raiders.
You can do Alpha Academy. I don't know.
No, they did that match already with them three. I'm like, well, this is a tag team rivalry.
Either way, it's gonna be a rematch.
Look,
either way.
If this match was this good, you could just put them in there and put a stipulation on it, or put a gimmick on it.
You know, this match was a stipulation match.
It was a stipulation match. I'm saying, but
I'm saying they had a match. It was Montez versus Jimmy Uso, and the winner gets to pick the stipulation of the match that they had at Money in the Bank. And Montez chose a regular match and lost.
But they lost because but see, the shoulder came up. So obviously, now it looks like they're probably gonna pick a different style match to be at SummerSlam. Because look, if they had a match this good, they're gonna want to because right now they're trying to sell out that Nashville arena for SummerSlam. So they're gonna want to try to put your top matches on there. I think they're trying to wait till Rhea comes back to do Bianca and Rhea. I think they want to do Street Profits and Usos and run that back again. Brock and Roman last man, and so.
But they need to do a stipulation for that, man. If they do just a regular 2-on-2 match,
it has to be something that doesn't involve them cheating with the pinfall. So whether they do a tables or whether they do a ladder or TLC, that'd be kind of cool. Or if they was to do 2 out of 3 falls or something like that, but something that you can really get the people behind the matchup.
Here we go asking for a stipulation, and they give us like a Samoan street fight or Samoan pinfalls match or something. No,
Samoan pinfalls. Next up is the storyline that they really are trying on, and that is Natalya taking on Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown
all right,
Championship.
Ronda Rousey wins. Next.
It's not next because you know what happens.
I'm saying Ronda Rousey wins, so we don't have to talk about the actual match. But yeah.
Look, it was a solid matchup.
I didn't see the match. All I heard was that Ronda Rousey did some kind of Shawn Michaels pose.
Yes, Ronda Rousey put Natalya in the sharpshooter and did a Shawn Michaels pose in the sharpshooter. I thought that was kind of fun.
There you go, Ronda.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Best thing Ronda has did since she's came back.
And there was one spot where Natalya tried to put Ronda in the sharpshooter on the apron, and Ronda flipped her out of it and slammed her to the pole. That was another cool spot. But she does eventually make Natalya tap out, and with the arm bar. So after the matchup, Ronda's a little beat up. She's on one leg, and all of a sudden, Liv Morgan's music comes on. I was just like, she would cash in on Bianca, but they'll have her cash in on Ronda. So I thought it was gonna be a failed attempt.
I thought it was gonna be a failed attempt because, for one, Ronda was not that beat up. 2, it's Natalya.
Yeah.
You mean tell me she quote unquote get destroyed by Natalya? All right.
I mean, Charlotte has lost the worst too. Also,
Charlotte got beat up by the Riot Squad, and then Carmella came out, and then Carmella even hit a move.
But what about when she lost to Nikki ASH?
Who did she get beat up? Did she get beat up by Becky Lynch?
I don't think I can't remember that, but
I know she got beat up by somebody. It wasn't just they cashed in. She got beat up by somebody. So I'm gonna say it's Becky.
Liv Morgan comes in. She hands her the briefcase like, "Do it right now. We doing this, all right." And they started in, and Ronda put her in the ankle. Like I'm like, oh, they just going to screw over Liv Morgan. But then she gets out of it. Ronda actually lets it go. I know it was a mistake. She puts it back on. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fail. But then she gets out of it and just rolls Ronda up. And it's like Ronda kicks out at 3 kind of thing, like a Hogan type joint. But then she just stares her down, gives her the belt, hugs her, and walks off. I was just like, what? Look, I'm happy for Liv. Everybody put Liv on the back and everybody's happy for it. Now it's like, yeah, where does that put Ronda now? She taking time off already?
Hopefully she leaves.
No, she got a contract for a year.
Okay, let's talk to the last time from leaving.
Her contract was up.
Her initial contract was for 2 years, and she was only there for one full year.
Well, wrestling, but she was still there. Do me, she wouldn't have a baby. So now, I mean, look,
she left before she had a baby.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Exactly. She can leave. She can leave if she wants to. Her first contract was for 2 years. She did 2 WrestleManias. That's 1 full year.
Well, time to go on to our main event.
Let's talk about Liv Morgan real quick.
Sure.
I don't think it was the right choice to put the title on her this soon because they have not built her up yet. When they had her built up and she was all having these good matches with Becky and all them, and it was like, oh, she should win. They didn't give her nothing. And then they died her down. And now she's all of a sudden champion. I feel like, you know what I feel like is about to happen?
What's happening?
You know what we need?
Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair, yep.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is about to happen. It always happens every time somebody cashes in Money in the Bank. And like, you know what? Nah, give it to Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's the same thing happened with Nikki too. Where she cashed in and
oh my god, Nikki got her ass handed to her by Charlotte like 3 different times as a champion.
She was a champ for like a week, and then I was like, okay, we're done with this. Charlotte, take the time. Yes.
Like as the women's champion, she was just teasing her in the ring.
Yeah, I just feel like they need to build a little more so that she don't fall to victim to that, to where we actually believe that she'll win. I know Liv has those fans, they think she's going to win all the time. But I need them to actually build her to where everybody can believe she'll win. Something like, you know.
I feel as though that, how do I explain this? They felt as though they was building her up when she won like 2 times in a row on Raw and SmackDown. Usually, when you look that strong on TV, you're not winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. But this time, they had her look strong winning her matches, and then they get
because that was her build up to being champion. Was them 2 matches? That was her build up. So you can.
I'm not saying it's the proper build. I'm saying that's in their mind. That's probably what the build up is.
Imagine Bianca losing for like 3 months straight before she won the championship, and then winning 2 matches, and now she's the champ.
I agree. Now, like I said, because I don't even know who her first defense is going to be. I don't know what SummerSlam is going to look like. If it's Liv versus Charlotte at SummerSlam, well, Liv, you can enjoy it because that's going back to Charlotte, and you know that.
I want Liv to have like something that she like. I don't even know what Liv Morgan's finisher is.
I thought it's like the double knee face buster.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the one when they're like sitting in the ropes and she comes down, there's like a flatliner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe she just needs a better finisher than me. I don't know. I just feel like she needs something that like when she finishes off her opponents, the fans know that it's about to come.
I can agree with that. Main event time. Drew McIntyre take on Madcap Moss, Omos, Riddle, Sami Zayn, Seth freaking Rollins, and Sheamus for the Money in the Bank ladder match. But wait, Adam Pearce comes out and says, "We're in Vegas, and for your 7, I do you one more, and you're gonna add to the matchup." And who is he add to the match? Theory. As soon as Theory was added to the match, I knew who was winning the match.
Exactly.
That's what took this away from me from being my match of the night, because before Theory got in there, I was like, it can either go to Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Riddle, even Sami Zayn. Like it was really like you don't know which way they're going to go. As soon as Theory was in, I was like, it's going to Theory. He's not losing twice in one night. Not if he's Vince McMahon's boy and they're pushing him. He's not losing twice in one night. So it took some of the heat off. So obviously this matchup, Omos is the biggest guy in here, but actually they don't have him looking that stupid. But I'm glad he doesn't like attempt to climb the ladder, because I was like, if he had one of the Big Show ladders, maybe, but obviously he doesn't. So he was just doing the big man spots, and of course everybody tried to jump the big man while he is sitting there tossing everybody around his G-Unit undershirt, right? The old G-Unit white beaters.
Yeah, they're still for sale.
They still got for sale?
I don't know. I just don't fit to be wearing them sometimes.
Oh, okay. So there's a thing with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre getting into it. They have like they beat Theory's chest in and try to see who could do it the hardest and stuff like that. And as they're kind of just beating Theory up. Meanwhile, Madcap gets some offense in. I think he had a good showing. He wasn't going to win it, but I'm like, it's good to have some of the younger talent in there. Sami Zayn has a little run with it, but then they finally decide, like, okay, we gotta get the giant out of here. So they did this spot. I hate. I hate the whole let's bury the biggest guy with all the ladders, but they're really not even burying him. So, but they go out there and do that to Omos. Madcap gives Sami Zayn a power bomb from the ladder to a ladder that's draped across in the corner. That looked like it sucked. Sheamus gives Drew McIntyre white noise when he tries to attempt to climb the ladder. But then everybody's fighting each other. Then Riddle goes to the top of the ladder and does like the flying bro, like the whisper in the wind, whatever you want to call it, off the top of the ladder. That looked really cool. And fans are getting behind Riddle a lot, because I think he is from Vegas, by the way. Omos comes back into the ring because guess what? The ladder burial did not work. But now Omos is sitting there. He just choke slams or double hand choke slams Theory off the ladder, but now everybody turns attention to Omos. They take off the table. They launch. I ain't never seen Omos fly, but he launched Omos through the table. That big son bitch flew through that table. They all like raised over.
Yeah, they tossed. They like border tossed him almost like Hernandez was there.
Exactly. Remember the border toss? Oh my god!
Yeah, I love the border toss, man.
Yeah.
Especially that one time he did it to Christy Hemme. I thought she died.
Yeah, that was wrong. But I know exactly. Oh my god, that border toss was crazy. That's what it was. They had Omos above their heads.
Hold, real quick. How outrageous was it that they finishers was the border toss and the vertebraker? That was or the gringo killer or the cop killer. But like
that's kind of stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
Two dangerous finishers.
Exactly.
I'm not taking the vertebraker. If I'm a wrestler, I don't know. I'd probably rather get fired than take the vertebraker personally. I don't know. I don't know. If I had to be in that position, it'd be hard for me because that's a hard move to take.
Yep, they really had a show called The Cop Killer. That's crazy. Meanwhile, Drew McIntyre tries to climb the ladder, and Butch out of nowhere comes in and chokes down McIntyre. And when he gets to the bottom, he gets bro kicked. Then Sheamus puts the ladder on top of Drew McIntyre. He's about to get him, but Drew starts pushing the ladder off. I thought Sheamus was going to fall into the ladder that was draped across the turnbuckle in the corner, but he just falls straight to the ground. Meanwhile, McIntyre sets it back up, gets a head full of energy. I'm going to win this year. But he does it. Sheamus comes back in, and they fight some more. Then Seth Rollins sets up another ladder as Riddle's climbing. And then Riddle gives Seth Rollins an RKO from the top of the ladder, which looks like Rollins ain't on his or Riddle's shoulder. It looked like that kind of hurt. I think Riddle took the worst of that.
Yeah,
and then
because he held his head the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's supposed to hold it and then let go, kind of. Like, yeah.
Yeah, everybody can't do that. So meanwhile, Riddle's still trying to climb up, but then here comes Theory. Theory comes, knocks Riddle off, very anticlimactic, but he goes and wins the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, basically Theory's whole story in this match was every time I come in, I get beat up, but then I get taken out the whole match so that you barely see me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Takes a selfie up there, and that was your Money in the Bank review. So, Prime, now your thoughts on the show.
Real quick, I got something to tell you.
Okay.
There was a video package. I don't know if you've seen it, but who do you think it is?
I saw that video package. I don't think it's Bray Wyatt.
I think I know who it is. It's not Bray Wyatt.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Edge.
You know what? That could be a thing because you know what Judgment Day is at right now?
The trash?
I'm about to say yeah, because they haven't done anything since Edge left. And I'm just like, they are background noise at best.
Yeah, I think that is Edge because everybody was like, "Oh, he did the dip." I think it's just Edge playing mind games and people thinking that's Bray, but everything that alluded to in that video was stuff for Edge, not Bray Wyatt.
It could be. It could be a repackaging of Edge again. I'm cool with that. Or
yeah, especially he cut his hair again too. So.
Oh, so okay, so he recut it. Okay.
So I think he got like. Remember when he came back in 2012? I think that's the cut he has.
Okay.
So I don't know why you cut his hair in the first place. I love Edge with long. Edge cannot wrestle with short hair. I'm sorry. Edge is just Edge. Edge is not Edge without the long hair.
That's kind of how I felt about Triple H having a bald head or short hair.
I'm supposed to look at Edge do his little hair. You know how he do the hair move?
Yeah.
He can't do that with short hair. Come on, you gotta be Edge.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that long. He just looks better, especially when he's a heel. He looks better with the longer hair, especially when he's a heel. But yeah. So honestly, I give Money in the Bank just for the main event of the tag team matchup, Bobby being over, the crowd being hot. Other than the women's matches and Liv Morgan cashed in, it's still I give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs in the middle.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I know obviously not every pay-per-view can be perfect, but I'm tired of being like I'm wasting my time. Well, not wasting my time, but I'm tired of like tuning into all these pay-per-views and I just walk away going, yeah, that was okay.
Yes, because we do have that problem with WWE, and it's like it's like I'm tired of them promising us something, and then they don't deliver on it. But then when you see, because it's like the champions they gotta really fix that, because there's a problem when you have no champions on a show like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem when we're supposed to have a stadium and we had no stadium and people get injured and shit like that happens. I'm hoping SummerSlam could really be a really good show. I'm hoping that could be like WWE Show of the Year. Because if Rhea comes back in time, if Edge comes back in time, if Brock and Roman actually have a damn good match, and if the Street Profits and the Usos have a gimmick add to their matchup, it could be a pretty good SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll see.
So who knows? But post your comments down below. How do you guys feel about Money in the Bank? Hit the like button. If you guys enjoyed our review, hit the subscribe button for more wrestling content right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC, the place to be, Children of Sandy, and not Deion Sanders for primetime.
All right, y'all.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.